Hello, my name is Ahmed Ghunaim, and today I will be explaining how mainstream function as metaphor. To start explaining what is mainstream, we have to first understand what a stream and where it came from. A stream is water that flows naturally along fixed route formed by a channel cut into rocks or ground, usually at ground level. Based on Cambridge Dictionary, a mainstream is a river having tributaries, and a tributary is a stream that flows to a larger stream or other body of water. So, in this context, we created a river, which is art, and we made a mainstream from, in this case, it was popular. An article I read by the genius Donald Tovey from his book, The Mainstream of Music and Other Essays, states that by title, the mainstream of music is a metaphor which is useful so long as it is not overworked. It is obviously so loose an expression that it cannot be misunderstood. I only wish to make sure that we shall all mean the same thing when we talk of the mainstream of music, though you may find food for thought in the fish which I propose to catch in those waters. But you will be disappointed if you expect me to mention other than the most hackneyed musical subjects. The mainstream of music is what we all think we know. Such metaphorical meanings came from the Oxford English Dictionary primary literal definition of the word as a description of a botanic occurrence. The mainstream or current of a river. The analogy thus invokes association with nature and natural. A river's mainstream is a natural phenomenon, originating from a spring, flowing forward in a strong and constant flow approaching the ocean. The river carves a course through the surrounding terrain, pushed along by gravity, yet Tovey continues to argue against a pure representation of the source of the river. So when we say there is a stream or mainstream, there must be a river as well, which in this context is art. That's basically where the metaphor came from. It's pretty simple if you put it this way. Tovey said, while the river in this metaphor might have an authentic source, it is contaminated by the streams that accumulate to make the mainstream. If anything, it is only the tributaries that can be pure or original. Certainly, the associations can be taken further. There are places when the river bends back to itself, perhaps winding out into a lake. It is not always singular, since it is fed by tributary streams along its path, which are incorporated into its flow. Deviating brooks leave the river's course and end up in swamps and murky bogs. Sometimes the river forks into multiple arms, but eventually all water meets in the final destination of the sea. We can say from what we understood that the lakes that Tovey referred to are underground art. Although it is closed within its own scape, it still goes back to the current in which the river strays, just like how YouTubers are now becoming world stars. Take for instance Justin Bieber. He started off by making covers of pop songs until Usher discovered him in 2007. This isn't always the case though. As once said by Dick Heptage from his book Subculture: The Meaning of Style, to take this further, the river stands for culture dominance. If we think again about what the mainstream of a river does, then a familiar understanding of dominance is revealed. The river is pulled by gravity toward the sea, and when it reaches the destination, there is no longer any possibility for deviation at all. In fact, all opportunities to resist the river's control are gone, and the ocean is all there is. So when the metaphor of the mainstream is used to describe dominant culture and or social formations, the immediate association that accompany the idea of the mainstream are a geographic or visual representations of the Gramscian idea of hegemony, which Hebbage used to great effect. Just like the river of nature, hegemony masquerades as nature. What we can understand is that the natural current of the river is down from the gravity of an ocean, just like how trends or style of the mainstream changes. It keeps on progression until at a certain point it fades. For an example, leisure suits. They were a fashion trend in the 70s which were made of vibrant colors that came with a patterned shirt. But like all good things, the leisure suit came to an end in the early 80s. It does seem apparent that a mainstream comprehension as a sociological phenomenon is intertwined with both the word's textbook definition and the term's metaphoric affiliation. Once the term is used, its use to followed by the metaphorical package of its association with the natural environment, leading to our understanding of what the word is used to define in a very specific ways. However, we should keep in mind that there is no connection between the mainstream and the natural. Instead, the mainstream is built by methods as specific as those adopted by subcultures. In addition, mainstream is not broad or ominous. It is word that describe itself within its own. We may think that it will eventually end, but it doesn't. And it has its own specific methods that have been working since the beginning of art. Thank you.